out.
It's always a better choice. My one and only station.
DBS Radio.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, Minister of State in the Ministry of Youth and Sports is optimistic the new National Youth Council will represent Dominica's youth. In news from the region, St. Lucia's Assistant Commissioner of Police says illicit firearms continue to fuel murders across St. Lucia. And internationally, Canada's Prime Minister says economic data will be uneven after Canada records 2 quarters of decline. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when I return.
Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
DBS News.
Welcome back. Minister of State in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Senator Oscar George, is optimistic the new National Youth Council will represent Dominica's youth. Vice President of the Dominica Amateur Basketball Association, Yannick Regis, was elected new president of the National Youth Council at the weekend, replacing File Lander.
And I think that today we saw a well-contested election. We had a number of groups from across Dominica participating, both youth groups and sports associations and groups. And that was very good to see. You know, they came out today on a Saturday morning, and that shows their level of commitment to the whole process. So we have a new, vibrant council in place. I'm very happy that there's gender balance. There's 5 young men and 5 young women, and I think that tells a story in itself in terms of the composition and what is going to be achieved by the council. I want to congratulate the president, Mr. Yannick Regis. Yannick has years of commitment to youth and sports development in Dominica, and I think it was very fitting that he, been selected and elected as president of the NYC. And I believe that the government and the ministry will seek to engage the NYC in a structured way coming the week of the 8th of June. And the whole intention is just to go out there, hear from the young people and put a plan in place as to how we can seek to address all the issues young people face in Dominica. So I want to just, commend the new leadership of the NYC. I believe that they have what it takes to deliver on the outcomes that we all expect them to. And of course, I just want to urge the public to continue to support the NYC and of course continue to support young people in general, because young people is really the future of Dominica. And if we can get the support from everyone, every sphere of the community, then we will surely achieve what we want to achieve in Dominica.
Minister of State in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Senator Oscar George. Chief Executive Officer of the National Cooperative Credit Union, Curve Charles, is reporting a surplus of $2.3 million before appropriation for the last financial year. The annual general meeting of the National Cooperative Credit Union will take place tomorrow at the Goodwill Parish Hall from 5 p.m.
The annual general meeting will provide members with a comprehensive review of the NCCU's performance and achievements for the financial year ended December 31st, 2025, as well as an update on strategic initiatives, governance matters, and future plans for the institution. The meeting will also serve as an important forum for members to engage with the Board of Directors, management, and committees on matters relating to the continued growth and development of NCCU. Despite a challenging economic environment, NCCU continued to demonstrate resilience and sustainable growth, recording significant improvements across key financial indicators. The NCCU achieved a remarkable net loan growth of $34 million, reflecting increased member confidence and continued support for personal, business, and community development. NCCU's total assets grew to an impressive 822.7 million, further strengthening its position as one of Dominica's leading financial institutions and underscoring its commitment to long-term financial stability and sustainable growth. The NCCU generated a surplus of 6.3 million before provisioning adjustments. However, in accordance with prudent financial management practices, NCCU recognized an expected credit loss provision of 3.9 million related to its investment exposure with the Dominica Cooperative Societies League Limited. Consequently, the NCCU recorded a surplus before appropriation of 2.3 million.
Chief Executive Officer of the National Cooperative Credit Union, COOF, Charles. Meantime, Charles says although the institution is on a strong financial footing, loan delinquency remains a challenge.
Despite this one-time impact, NCCU liquidity levels and capital position remain strong. These results reflect the strength, resilience, and confidence of our membership and the dedication of our board of directors, committee members, management, and staff. While the external environment continues to present challenges, NCCU remains financially sound and well-positioned for continued growth. Our strong loan growth and expanding asset base demonstrate that members continue to place their trust in their institution. While NCCU's overall financial performance remains strong, loan delinquency continues to be a significant challenge facing both the NCCU and the wider financial sector. In response, the Board of Directors, management, and staff have implemented a number of strategic initiatives aimed at strengthening collections efforts, enhancing loan monitoring, and recovery processes. As NCCU continues to grow and evolve, it remains steadfast in its mission to improve the financial well-being of each and every member while delivering exceptional service, sound governance, and sustainable value to the Commonwealth of Dominica. The Board of Directors and management encourage all members to attend the annual general meeting and participate in shaping the future of their credit union.
Chief Executive Officer of the National Cooperative Credit Union, COOF, Charles. In other news, the government of Dominica, in partnership with the Green Climate Fund and the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, will officially launch the Dominica Community Enhancement Project, DOMCREP, tomorrow, Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. The initiative is aimed at strengthening the resilience of vulnerable communities across the island through practical measures designed to address the effects of climate variability and climate change. Under the project, climate resilient agricultural techniques and technologies will be introduced. The project will also support the retrofitting of climate disaster management infrastructure and the enhancement of early warning systems to improve preparedness and emergency response capabilities. The launch will take place from 11 a.m. at the conference room of the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development, Climate Resilience, and Social Security. Nine-year-old Kaiser Nicholas of Kingshill, a pupil of Convent Prep, has emerged the winner of the 2026 DBS Radio Felix Henderson Ministry of Education National Reading Competition. Nicholas beat Kelani Valmont of Sinico Primary into second place. Amelia John Baptist of Lighthouse Christian Academy placed third, and St. Martin's Primary School student Gabriel Benjamin was fourth. Winner of the competition, Kaiser Nicholas said he was well prepared for the finals.
And I read the Bible too in school. I had to work on my eye contact, my news, my sports, and my narrative voice. Well, I don't want to be a news reporter when I grow up. I want to be a footballer when I grow up.
Kaiser, what would be your message of encouragement to students your age about reading, the importance of reading?
Because reading can help you understand different words that you didn't know or different things that you didn't know about. So you can go to the library and pick up books, read about it, learn about things in it.
Winner of the 2026 DBS Radio Felix Henderson Ministry of Education National Reading Competition, Kaiser Nicholas of Convent Prep. Principal of the school is Shirley Lawrence.
Okay, before I can say anything, I just have to say all praise and glory belong to our God. It was made possible because of him. I want to shout out a special thank you to Mrs. Burnett and Miss John Lewis. These are the two teachers that work with Kaiser. As you were told at the competition, we have an in-house competition, and Kaiser emerged the winner of that competition. That's how we can get him to go next. But we're very happy for Kaiser, and we love him so much, not just his reading abilities, but his whole disposition as a child. He's what you call a child. And his love for reading and his willingness to take corrections. And we have nothing but high praise to our God for giving us the competition this time.
Principal of Convent Prep, Shirley Lawrence. Teacher at Sinico Primary, Alexia Burton, the reading coach of Kilani Valmond, says their representative was excellent in the final.
Honestly, my student did what she was taught, and she came here and she delivered, and I'm extremely proud of her. You realize how long it took for the judges to get to give the result. That means they just had to choose, because I believe that from the beginning of the competition it was between Convent and Sinico Primary School, and the judges just had to make a decision. They had a tough time, because I think that's the first time I came to a competition where it took so long to give the results. So the children definitely delivered. They did their best, and we're just really proud of them. She learned to speak more clearly. She learned to read fluently. She was able to pronounce like the beginning and the end. You know, a lot of times the children would leave out the end song, so I give that gave her a little edge too. And she learned to express and have fun and put herself in character when it comes to the narrative. I had the news tone and also the sports tone. So she really did her best, and she put her best foot out there, and we are proud of her.
Teacher at Sinico Primary, Alexia Burton. Manager of DBS Radio, Cecil Joseph, says the 16th edition of the reading competition was a highly successful event.
We did it for the very first time at a hotel. Also, too, for the very first time, we did the finals out of the city of Roseau. And that seems to have worked very well. As a matter of fact, we saw more participation from the general public, more involvement from the various schools. We also saw the students this year totally different from many of the other years that we would have seen. These children are very exceptional. They're very bright. They actually wow the general public and the viewing public. And I believe, as general manager, that our work is up for us at DBS Radio for the 17th edition, which will be the 19th year, in terms of not just having the competition, but to think now outside of the box as to how we can make this thing a grander thing, to get the public sector to be involved outside of that of central government. I believe that we have capacity at DBS Radio where that capacity can help in the development of that program. I also believe that the board of directors themselves would come on board to really help. They're very supportive of the program from inception, and so we are not seeing them losing faith or the opportunity to ensure that we get young people moving forward. I believe next year we have to start putting our thinking cap as to how we would like to see it different. Again, I'm going to speak with management of Intercontinental to see how we could do it again next year here in Portsmouth.
Manager of DBS Radio, Cecil Joseph. Ferry services to Dominica have been disrupted today due to a strike by fishermen in Guadeloupe, which has resulted in the blockage of the port of Pointe-à-Pitre. FRS L'Express des Îles stated that this strike has significantly impacted its operations. In a statement to DBS News this morning, Hans Victor, operations supervisor at Wichard Shipping, says arrangements will be made to accommodate stranded passengers.
It came to us as a surprise this morning, I suppose, everybody, because the vessel was already loaded or embarked most of its passengers to depart Guadeloupe at 7:30 as scheduled, to come to Dominica and then to go to Martinique and St. Lucia. However, prior to departure, FRS Express found out that the bay was blocked by the fishermen in Guadeloupe striking. It was not possible for the vessel to pass through. They waited as much as they could before they could take the final decision to stop trying. So at 8:30 this morning, it was decided that the Gold Express scheduled to leave Guadeloupe today at 7:30 would have been cancelled. And then hopefully everything goes well tomorrow and the vessel will return with the same schedule as today. So depart from Guadeloupe tomorrow 7:30 to be in Dominica for 9:45, 10 o'clock, that's about, and to sail to Martinique St. Lucia at 10:50. And as a result of this interruption today, then the schedule for tomorrow will be modified. So that vessel starts coming in tomorrow morning, will return in the evening, leaving St. Lucia at 4 p.m. to be in Martinique for 5:30, depart Martinique at 6:15 to be in Dominica for 8:15, and depart Dominica to Guadeloupe at 8:30 p.m. So all of this is pending improvement on the situation from the strike in Guadeloupe.
Operations Supervisor at Wichard Shipping, Hans Victor. That's the national focus, regional and international developments up next.
Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
DBS News.
In news from the region, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force has identified illegal firearms as the leading factor behind deadly violence across the island. Assistant Commissioner of Police Dr. Mashama Sili disclosed that law enforcement officials have recorded more than 30 homicides nationwide. All of the cases have been identified as murders. Dr. Sili said the continued presence of illicit firearms on the streets remains a major concern for police and continues to contribute significantly to St. Lucia's homicide rate, with a steep double-digit increase compared to the previous year.
For the period January 1st to May 28, 2026, a total of 35 homicides were recorded island-wide. Of the homicides, all 35 were classified as murders for the period under review. The majority of homicides during this period were firearm-related, and the firearms accounted for 69 cases. That is 24 out of the 35 cases. Stabbings, there were 9 stabbing incidents and 2 blunt force trauma incidents. To date, 17 of the 35 murder cases have been detected, representing a detection rate of 49%.
Assistant Commissioner of Police of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, Dr. Mashama Sili. And internationally, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney acknowledged some weakness in the Canadian economy after recent GDP data showed the country in a technical recession in the 6-month period between October 2025 and March 2026. These are the Prime Minister's first public comments about the state of the economy since a report indicated 2 consecutive quarters of economic decline. Carney said his government's economic plan is settling in and that the data would be uneven as its actions to reduce immigration and government spending are felt.
This government's been in the process of laying the foundations for a stronger, more resilient, more independent Canadian economy. That process is settling in during that time as we make major investments, major changes. As we do all that, the data is going to be uneven, and we see some weakness, in part because of clear decisions by the government. So we have taken back control of immigration. That's meant the population growth has flattened. In fact, it's slowed, or it's been negative for the last 2 quarters. We have reined in government spending, so it had been growing close to 10%. It's growing less than 2% now. So that's also something that weighs on. There's some other choppiness in terms of how investment is happening. But we're also seeing at the same time the foundations coming into place, settling in for that stronger, more resilient economy.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. That's news, the DBS Evening Sports Report. Up next with Alian Christopher.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Welcome to this evening's Sport Report. That's West Indies women's head coach Shane Ditz says Monday's loss against Ireland will serve as a wake-up call for the West Indies as they continue to prepare for the upcoming Women's T20 World Cup. Ireland managed their first ever T20 win over the West Indies, winning by the slimmest of margins, just 1 run via the Duckworth Lewis method. The loss has put the Windies in second position in the Tri-Series, which also involves Pakistan, and means that the West Indies will now need to beat Pakistan by a huge margin in their final match and hope for favorable results elsewhere in order for West Indies to win the series. The Windies will meet Pakistan in their final match Wednesday morning.
Yeah, I think there's some positive negatives. Yeah, I think with the bat, we were probably a little bit short. The wicket didn't play as good as it had been playing, and you're probably about 20 runs short. But I think the main thing learning from this is what we usually do in the Caribbean on Caribbean wickets and other parts of the world, what options we go to with the ball or shots we go to the bat might not work over here. So it's good to go through that now and really get accustomed to these conditions. So when we're under pressure, come the World Cup, we know what the best options to take are at each situation. So that's probably the big takeout. Lots of learning opportunities. And that's what we've got to review that now and work out next game, that situation again in the World Cup. We've got to take the right options because you don't get a second chance now at the World Cup.
West Indies women's head coach Shane Ditz. The ICC Women's T20 World Cup begins next week Friday in England. Australia won by 41 runs over Pakistan today to level their three-match ODI series at 1-1. Cameron Green scored 53 and Josh Inglis got 51 as Australia got to 231 for 9. Matt Renshaw added 43 and Oliver Peake 31. Shaheen Shah Afridi took 3 for 36 while Haris Ruff, Afrat Minhas and Abra Ahmed took 2 wickets each. Pakistan were then bowled out for 190 in 44 overs with Shadab Khan getting 71. Nathan Ellis claimed 4 for 33 for Australia. Matthew Short gave strong support with 3 for 36. Nathan Ellis was named man of the match. The next match is on Thursday and begins 7:30 a.m. Caribbean time. In athletics, President of the Pioneers Athletics Club, Cedric Harris, has commended the club for its showing at the Makeda Alcide Classic Track and Field Meet in St. Lucia. The team of 9 athletes came home with 3 medals.
Kevin Lefam won the 5,000 meters for men in a time of 18 minutes 03 seconds. He was also third in the men 1,500 meters, running a personal best performance of 4 minutes 23.22 seconds. Another gold medal came from Akisha Luke in the 800 meters for women. She ran a time of 2 minutes 28.22 seconds, and she also participated in the 400 meters women and placed 5th. Radian Felix was second, got a silver medal in the 5,000 meters for men in a time of 18 minutes 49.27 seconds. Other top performances at the event was Chino Bocho, who ran the 400 meters and ran a personal best and the fastest time for under 18 boy in Dominica this year, time of 52 minutes 23 seconds.
President of the Pioneers Athletics Club, Cedric Harris. There were also strong performances from Bertina Carrett, Keone Esprit, Chinua Butu, Lindell Johnson, Justice Edwards, and Nyan Prince. Middleham United Football Club will be gunning for their second win in as many matches as they look to climb out of the relegation position in the early stages of the DFA Premier League. Middleham are currently at the bottom of the table on 3 points, having lost their first 4 matches as they battled with the suspension of a number of their players following an incident last season. They picked up their first win in the competition, beating Promex Hallam United last weekend, and will be looking to make it 2 in a row as they face Petro Caribe Point Michel this evening. That match gets underway at 7 p.m. at the DFA Technical Center. Meantime, taking a look at the point standing so far, the league champions, Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla Football Club, has a 5-point lead at the top of the table. They are on 18 points. The Belfast Estate Mausuka Strikers are second on 13 points. Sagicor South East has 12 points. And the Roosevelt Carrot Bombers 10 points. Valvoline We United and Petro Caribe Point Michel are sitting on 7 points. Promex Hallam United has 6 points. Bath Estate and the Do It Center Mighty Avengers both have 4 points, while Middleham United has 3 points. In cycling, national cyclist Koath Baron says the small size of Dominica's cycling team made it difficult for him to secure the top spot at last weekend's OECS Championships in Antigua. The OECS Championships brought together the top cyclists from the region on a challenging 59-mile circuit. National cyclist Koath Baron and ACL Green led the Dominican charge in the elite category, while Ronald Charles, Desmond Prosper, and Levi Baron competed in the Masters. Baron finished in 4th place overall. He says he could have been stronger in the race if the Dominican team had a few more elite riders.
The OECS race was a great cycling race with very good competition. Everybody knew that Red from Grenada was the man to look at, but unfortunately he did a sneak attack and ended up getting away from the pack. Yeah, so what made it especially difficult for me was being the only rider there when the pace really picked up in terms of speed. Teams like Grenada and Antigua had numbers, and their team strategy worked very well in controlling the race and maintaining a steady speed at the front of the race. I tried what I could with the pack I was with, but there was so much that I could do. I would also like to thank my sponsors, the Dominica Olympic Committee, who has been there from day one, Sagicor General Insurance, who has been sponsoring me throughout the years, and to my new sponsor, OptiShop, for providing me with the best eyewear on island.
That's national cyclist Koath Baron. In basketball this evening, the Convenience Plus Mahu Gators will be hoping to keep their slim hopes of advancing to the playoffs in the DABA Division 1 League alive as they take to the court as that tournament continues tonight at the Massac Indoor Facility. The Gators are currently sitting in 6th position on 6 points as they head into tonight's battle against the Denise Charles Pemberton Seahawks. The top 4 teams will qualify for the playoffs. The West Coast Ballers top the standings with 15 points, having won all 5 of their matches so far. The Posse Pacers are in second on 13 points, while the defending Division 1 champions, the Falcons, are third on 10 points. The Blazers fourth, also on 10 points, and Paybush Snipers are fifth on 10 points. The Gators have 6 points and will need to win their 3 remaining matches to stand a chance of making the playoffs. The Perkins Pizza 767 Sports Club Young Ballers also have 6 points, while the Denise Charles Pemberton Seahawks are at the bottom on 3 points. Tonight's match with the Gators and Seahawks gets underway at 8:30 p.m. That's all the sports for this evening. I've been the presenter, Arlian Christopher. On behalf of the entire news and sports department and our links person, Joseph Fadul, we're saying good evening.
Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
And welcome to this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the second day of June 2026. We begin with this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Death Announcements. We announce the death of Magdalene Coffey Regis, age 82, of Grand Bay. She died on Thursday, the 7th of May, at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. She was the wife of Clavis Regis. She was the mother of Carlene, Glenn, and Allison. She will also be remembered by her adopted child, Dr. Andy St. Hilaire. Her grandchildren, Oren, Ajani, and Azari. Her brother and sister, Charles and Annie Coffey. Nieces and nephews, Marvin, Robbie, Chad, Tesha, and Sharissa. Sons-in-law, Norman Favre and Daniel Andrew. Sisters-in-law, Emmeline Brooks, Corinne Nelson, and Teresa Coffey. Brothers-in-law, Cyril, Jerome, and Selwyn Nelson. Cousins, Willie, Jean-Claude, Jacqueline, Sandra, Catherine, Katharina, Elaine, Watson, Melanie, Romolda, and Mr. and Mrs. Val Coffey. Caregiver, Ophelia Henry. Friends, Mariana and Amos Regis, Ellen Fabian, Seronet Bruni, Judith Israel, Celia Douglas, and Lisa Lavinier. Neighbors, Doy, Skylet, Ma Watson, Ma Rainfall, the Mello families and the entire neighborhood, close relatives and friends, Father Branca John, Father Darrell Thomas, Father Eustace Thomas, Father Elvio, Father Francis Simbert, Vernon Henderson, Nash Mitchell, Janine, Karen, Aliana, Noella, Marianne, Elvis, Leroy, Fitzroy Regis, Lorena St. Louis, Athenia Henry, Elrado Ducre, Severin Grell, Yvonne and Valda George, Alvin and Daphne Alexander, Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt and family, other honorable members to include Mr. Vince Henderson and family, Permanent Secretary Ryan Ansem and family, the Coffey, Eli or Eli, Liverpool, St. Hilaire and Eugene families of Grand Bay, the Regist, Henderson and Alexander families in Pichelin, cardiologist Dr. Rachel Andrew and the Grand Bay Health Team, and members of the St. Patrick's Catholic Church. She was predeceased in death by Edward Regist. The body of the late Magdalene Coffey Regis of Grand Bay can be viewed from 2 p.m. on Friday, the 5th of June, at the Grand Bay Catholic Church, The funeral mass will take place at 3 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Grand Bay Catholic Cemetery.